list of contents, we will discuss what is air pollution, what is indoor and outdoor air pollution, what are the sources, man-made sources and natural sources of air pollution, what are hazardous pollutants, criteria pollutants as different criteria pollutants, carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, ozone, and what are the effects of air pollution on climate. In the next lecture, we will discuss what is air pollution, what pollutants that cause air pollution, what is meant by indoor outdoor pollution, what are the natural and anthropogenic, that is man-made sources of air pollution, what are the hazardous pollutants, that is the toxic pollutants, its sources and harmful effects of toxic pollutants, criteria pollutants as the 6 major pollutants as carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, ozone, and what global problems caused by air pollution. Now, what is air pollution? Air pollution can be defined as alteration of air quality that can be characterized by measurement of chemical, biological or physical pollutants in the air. Therefore, air pollution means the undesirable presence of impurities or abnormal rise in the proportion of some constituent of the atmosphere. Air pollution release into the atmosphere of various gases, finely divided solids, or finely dispersed liquid aerosols at the rates that exceed the natural capacity of the environment to dissipate. These substances reach concentration in the air that cause undesirable health, economic or aesthetic effects. Air pollution is caused by the presence in the atmosphere of toxic substances mainly produced by human activities, even though sometimes it can result from the natural phenomena such as volcanic eruptions, dust storms, wildfires, and also depleting the air quality. Clean dry air consists of nitrogen and oxygen, 78% nitrogen and 21% oxygen by volume. Remaining 1% is a mixture of other gases, mostly argon 0.9%, along with traces very small amount of carbon dioxide, methane, hydrogen, helium. Water vapor is also normal through quite variable component of the atmosphere, normally ranging from approximately 0.01 to 4% by volume. Under very humid conditions, the moisture content of air may be as high as 5%. The gaseous air pollutants of primary concern in urban settings include sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, carbon monoxide. These are emitted directly into the air from fossil fuels such as fuel oil, gasoline, natural gas that are burned in power plants, automobiles, other combustion sources. Ozone is also a gaseous pollutant. It forms in the atmosphere via complex chemical reactions occurring between nitrogen dioxide and various volatile organic compounds such as gasoline vapor. No airborne suspension of extremely small solid or liquid particles, that is known as particulates, soot, dust, smoke, fume particles, especially less than 10 micrometers in size, are significant air pollutants because of their harmful effects on human health. They are emitted by various industrial processes, coal, oil burning, power plants, residential heating system, automobiles. Lead fumes, airborne particulates less than 0.5 micrometer in size are particularly toxic and are important pollutants of many diesel fuels. What are the natural sources? Dust from natural sources, usually large areas of land with little vegetation or no vegetation, contribute to the pollution. Methane emitted by digestion of food by animals, for example cattle, major contributor to the air pollution. Radon gas from radioactive decay within the earth's crust. Radon is colorless, odorless, radioactive noble gas that is formed from the decay of radium. It is considered to be health hazard. Radon gas from natural source can accumulate in buildings, especially in confined areas such as the basement, and it is the second most cause of lung cancer after cigarette smoking. Smoke and carbon monoxide from wildfires. Wildfire smoke from uncontrolled biomass combustion can make up 75% of all air pollution by concentration. Vegetation in some regions emit environmentally significant amounts of volatile organic compounds on warmer days. These volatile organic compounds react with primary anthropogenic pollutants, especially NOx including nitrogen dioxide and nitric oxide, both collectively known as NOx, sulfur dioxide, and anthropogenic organic carbon compounds to produce seasonal haze of secondary pollutants. Black gum, oak, and willow are some examples of vegetation that can produce abundant volatile organic chemicals. The volatile organic chemicals production from these species result in ozone levels up to 8 times higher than the low impact tree species. Volcanic activity which produce sulfur, chlorine and ash particulates contribute towards the air pollution. Some anthropogenic air pollution sources that include combustion of fossil fuels like coal, oil for electricity and road transport, producing air pollutants like nitrogen and sulfur dioxide. In developing and poor countries, traditional biomass burning is the major source of air pollutants. Traditional biomass include wood, crop waste, emission from industries and factories, releasing large amount of carbon monoxide, hydrocarbon chemicals, organic compounds into the air. Agriculture activities due to use of pesticides, insecticides and fertilizers that emit harmful chemicals. As different types of fertilizers and pesticides are used to increase the crop yield, and these pesticides, when these are sprayed onto the crops, enter directly into the atmosphere. As controlled burn practices in agriculture and forest management, controlled or prescribed burning is a technique sometimes used in forest management, farming or greenhouse gas abatement. Fire is a natural part of both forest and grassland ecology, and controlled fire can be a tool for the forester. Controlled burning stimulates the germination of some desirable forest trees, thus renewing the forest. Waste production, mostly because of methane generation in the landfills. Air pollution occurs when harmful or excessive quantities of substances are introduced into the Earth's atmosphere. Major sources of these air pollution include the gases that enter directly or indirectly into the atmosphere, as carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, nitrous oxide, methane, chlorofluorocarbon, particulates, biological molecules. It may cause diseases, allergies and even death to humans. It may also cause harm to other living organisms such as animals, food crops, and may damage the natural or built environment. Hence, both human activity and natural processes can generate air pollution. Basically, there are types of air pollution as it categorizes indoor air pollution and outdoor air pollution. Indoor air pollution involves exposure to particulates, carbon dioxide, other pollutants carried by indoor air or dust. Example include gases, carbon monoxide, radon, household products and chemicals, building materials as asbestos, formaldehyde, lead, outdoor, indoor allergens, cockroach, mouse, dropping, tobacco smoke, mold, pollen. In some instances, outdoor air pollution can make its way indoors by the way of open windows, doors, ventilation. Burning fossil fuels such as wood, coal in an inefficient stove produces a variety of health damaging pollutants including particulate matter, methane, carbon monoxide, polyaromatic hydrocarbons, volatile organic compounds. Burning kerosene in simple wick lamps are also produce significant emission of fine particles and other pollutants. Particulate matter is a pollutant of special concern. Many studies have demonstrated direct relationship between exposure to particulate matter and negative health impact. Smaller diameter particles are more dangerous and ultrafine particles can penetrate tissues and organs, posing a greater risk of systemic health impact. Exposure to indoor air pollutants can lead to a wide range of adverse health outcomes in both children and adults, from respiratory illness to cancer to eye problems. Outdoor air pollution, outdoor as ambient air pollution, from smoke hanging over cities to smoke inside the home, air pollution poses a major threat to human health and climate. Ambient air pollution accounts for an estimated 4.2 million deaths per year due to stroke, heart disease, lung cancer, and chronic respiratory diseases. It involves exposure that takes place outside of the built environment. Examples include fine particles produced by burning of fossil fuels, that is, coal and petroleum used in energy production, noxious gases, sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, carbon monoxide, chemical vapors, ground level ozone, a reactive form of oxygen and a primary component of urban smoke. Tobacco smoke contribute to ambient air pollution. The major outdoor pollution sources include vehicles, power generation, building heating system, agriculture, waste incineration and industry. Policies and investments supporting cleaner transport, energy efficient housing, power generation, industry and better municipal waste management can effectively reduce key source of ambient air pollution. Air quality is closely linked to the Earth's climate and ecosystem globally. Many of the drivers of air pollution, that is combustion of fossil fuel, are also source of high carbon dioxide emission. Policies to reduce air pollution offer a win-win strategy for both climate and health, lowering the burden of disease that attributable to air pollution. Hazardous air pollutants. Hundreds of specific substances are considered hazardous when present in trace amounts in the air. These pollutants, also known as air toxic. Most air toxic originate from human-made sources, including mobile sources, cars, trucks, buses, and stationary sources, for example, factories, refineries, power plants, as well as indoor sources, some building materials, cleaning solvents. Some air toxics are also released from natural sources such as volcanic eruptions and forest fires. Many of them cause genetic mutation or cancer. Some cause other types of health problems such as adverse effects on brain tissues. The total emissions and number of sources of air toxics are small compared with those for criteria pollutants. These pollutants can pose health risks to exposed individuals and can cause environmental problems. Most air toxics are organic chemicals consisting of molecules that contain carbon, hydrogen and other atoms. Many are volatile organic compounds that readily evaporate. Volatile organic compounds include pure hydrocarbons, partially oxidized hydrocarbons, and organic compounds containing chlorine, sulfur or nitrogen. They are used as fuel, as for example propane, gasoline, paint thinner and solvent in the production of plastic. Some volatile organic chemical emissions act as greenhouse gases and in so doing may be cause of global warming. Hazardous air pollutants known as toxic air pollutants, those pollutants are suspected to cause cancer. Benzene, which is found in gasoline, perchloroethylene, which is emitted from some dry cleaning facilities, and methylene chlorine, which is used as a solvent, paint strippers by a number of industries, contribute towards the hazardous air pollutants. Example of other air pollutants include dioxin, asbestos, toluene, metals such as cadmium, mercury, chromium, lead compounds. The pollutants other than the criteria pollutants that contributes towards the air pollution are the pollutants that include arsenic compounds. The sources of arsenic compounds: volcanic eruption, weathering of rocks, minerals containing arsenic, industrial process such as metal smelting, burning wood that has been treated with arsenic compounds. The health effects: acute effects including gastrointestinal disorders, headache, hypotension, shock, death. Chronic effects include dermatitis, irritation of mucous membrane, gastrointestinal disorders and lung cancer. Benzene. Sources of benzene: as it is produced by burning coal and oil, vehicle exhaust, industrial solvents, tobacco smoke. Health effects: acute effects include dizziness, drowsiness, unconsciousness and irritation of skin and mucous membrane. Chronic effects include blood disorder including aplastic anemia. Next is beryllium compound. Sources of beryllium compounds: burning coal, oil, tobacco smoke, natural occurrence in soil. Health effects: acute effects include inflammation, swelling of lungs. Chronic effects include chronic beryllium disease. Cadmium compounds. Sources of cadmium compounds: burning of fossil fuels, incineration of waste, smelting of zinc, lead and copper. Health effects include acute effects include lung irritation. Chronic effects include various kidney disorders, lung cancer. Chlorine. Sources of chlorine: paper making, drinking water, swimming pools. Health effects include acute and chronic effects include irritation of mucous membrane and respiratory tract. Cyanide compounds also contribute towards the air pollution, formed by automobile exhaust, chemical processing, waste incineration. Acute health effects include headache, nausea, eye and skin irritation, death. Chronic effects include central nervous system disorder and thyroid disorder. The sources of formaldehyde from building materials, home furnishings, power plants, incineration of waste, automobile exhaust, and tobacco smoke. Now the acute health effects that include irritation of eye, respiratory tract and inflammation of mouth, esophagus and stomach if ingested. Chronic effects include lung and nasopharyngeal cancer. Nickel compounds produced by fossil fuel burning, sewage sludge incineration, and health effects include lung, kidney damage and gastrointestinal disorder, and chronic effects that include dermatitis and asthma. Radionuclide, that is the radon, radium and uranium radioactive species. Sources of these radioactive species from ambient air, as air contains some quantity of radon, uranium, radioactive material. Drinking water, if uranium is present in drinking water, uranium mines, processing facilities, phosphate fertilizer contain some radioactive species. Health effects, it includes chronic health effects, lung, bone and nasal cancer. Selenium compounds, the sources of selenium compounds, drinking water, ambient air, some plastic and paints, pharmaceutical production. Health effects include irritation of respiratory and gastrointestinal tract. Chronic effects include loss of hair and tooth decay and discoloration. Vinyl chloride compounds, sources include manufacture of polyvinyl chloride, which is used in pipes, furniture, automobiles. Health effects, acute effects include central nervous system issues including dizziness, drowsiness, headache, loss of consciousness and inhibition of blood clotting. Chronic effects include vinyl chloride disease, in which change occur in bones and skin of fingers, and sensitivity to cold is increased and also cause liver cancer. Criteria pollutants, the 6 major air pollutants as ozone, carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, particulate matter, lead. Designated by the US Environmental Protection Agency as criteria pollutants, meaning that the concentration of these pollutants in the atmosphere are useful as indicators of overall air quality. The sources, acceptable concentration and effects of criteria of pollutants are summarized in the next slide. Except for the lead, criteria pollutants are emitted in the industrialized countries at very high rates, typically measured in millions of tons per year. All except ozone are discharged directly into the atmosphere from a wide variety of sources. They are regulated primarily by establishing ambient air quality standards, which are maximum acceptable concentration of each criteria pollutant in the atmosphere regardless of its origin. The 6 criteria pollutants are described in the next. Particulate matter is the major criteria of pollutants, also known as particle pollution. It is a term that describes small solid particles and liquid droplets suspended in the air. Particulate matter can be made of variety of compounds including nitrates, sulfates, organic chemicals, metals, soil or dust particles, allergens such as fragments of pollen. Particle pollution mainly comes from motor vehicle, wood burning and industry. Major sources of particulate emission include fossil fuel power plants, manufacturing processes, fossil fuel, residential heating system, and gasoline powered vehicles. The size of particles affects their potential to cause health problems. Particulate matter with a diameter of 10 micrometer or less. These particles are small enough to pass through the throat and nose and enter the lungs. Once inhaled, these particles can affect the heart and lungs and cause serious health effects. Particles with a diameter 2.5 micrometer or less. These particles are so small that they can get deep into lungs and into the bloodstream. These particles can cause adverse health effects. Particle matter of 10 micrometer or less also include particulate matter of 2.5 micrometer. The health effects can occur after both short and long-term exposure to particulate matter. Short-term exposure over 2 days can lead to irritated eyes, nose and throat, asthma and lung disease such as chronic bronchitis, also called chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, heart attack in people with heart disease. Long-term exposure can lead to reduced lung function, development of cardiovascular and respiratory disease, reduction in life expectancy. Carbon monoxide. Carbon monoxide, odorless invisible gas formed as a result of incomplete combustion. It is the most abundant of criteria pollutants. Carbon monoxide levels are typically highest during cold weather because cold temperature make combustion less complete and traps pollutants close to the ground. Carbon monoxide causes harmful effects by reducing the amount of oxygen reaching the body organs like heart and brain. At extremely high levels, carbon monoxide can cause death, which is known as carbon monoxide poisoning. Gasoline powered highway vehicles are the primary source. Also residential heating system and certain industries process also emit significant amount of these gases. Power plants emit little carbon monoxide because they are carefully designed and operated to maximize combustion efficiency. Exposure to carbon monoxide can be harmful since it displaces oxygen in the bloodstream, leading to asphyxiation at high enough concentration and exposure time. Nitrogen dioxide and carbon monoxide are the criteria of pollutants. Of the several forms of nitrogen dioxide, a pungent irritating gas, is of the major concern. It is known to cause pulmonary edema and accumulation of excessive fluid in the lungs. It is a condition of pulmonary edema. Nitrogen dioxide also reacts in the atmosphere to form nitric acid as sulfur dioxide reacts to form sulfuric acid, contributing to the problem of acid rain. In addition to this problem, nitrogen dioxide plays a role in the formation of photochemical smoke, a reddish brown haze that is often seen in many urban areas that is created by sunlight promoted reactions in the lower atmosphere. Nitrogen oxides are formed when combustion temperatures are high enough to cause molecular nitrogen in the air to react with the oxygen. Stationary sources such as coal burning power plants are the major contributor of these pollutants. Also, gasoline engines and other mobile sources are significant. So the next is sulfur dioxide. It is colorless gas with a sharp odor. Sulfur dioxide is formed during the combustion of coal or oil that contains sulfur as an impurity. Most sulfur dioxide emission come from power generating plants. Very little come from mobile sources. This pungent gas can cause eye and throat irritation and harm the lung tissue when inhaled. Sulfur dioxide reacts with oxygen and water vapor in the air, forming a mist of sulfuric acid that reaches the ground as a component of acid rain. Acid rain, as it is produced from nitrogen dioxide, also is believed to have harmed or destroyed fish and plant life in many thousands of lakes and streams in parts of country, many parts of Europe, northeastern United States, Canada, part of China. It also causes corrosion of metals. Ozone is considered to be criteria pollutant in the troposphere, the lowermost layer of the atmosphere, but not in the upper atmosphere, where it occurs naturally and serves to block the harmful ultraviolet rays from the sun. Ozone is one of the 6 common air pollutants identified in the Clean Air Act. Environmental Protection Agency calls these criteria air pollutants because their level in outdoor air need to be limited based on the health criteria. Breathing ozone can trigger a variety of health problems including chest pain, coughing, throat irritation, airway inflammation. It also can reduce lung function, harm lung tissue. Ozone can cause bronchitis, asthma, leading to increased medical care. There are national ambient air quality standards for each of criteria of pollutants. These standards apply to concentration of pollutants in the outdoor air. In order to improve air quality, states must draft a plan known as State Implementation Plan to improve the air quality in non-attainment areas. The plan outlines the measures that the state will take in order to improve air quality. Once a non-attainment area meets the standard, Environmental Protection Agency will designate the area as maintenance area. Ozone is a gas composed of 3 atoms of oxygen. Ozone occurs both in the Earth's upper atmosphere and at the ground level. Ozone can be good or bad depending on where it is found, either in the upper atmosphere or lower atmosphere. The Earth's atmosphere, if you see, is composed of several layers. The lowest layer, troposphere, extends from the Earth's surface up to about 6 miles or 10 kilometers in the altitude. Virtually all human activities occur in the troposphere. The next layer, the stratosphere, the region of the atmosphere above the troposphere. The stratosphere extends from 10 kilometers to about 50 kilometers in altitude. Most atmospheric ozone is concentrated in a layer in stratosphere about 9 to 18 miles, 15 to 30 kilometers above the Earth's surface. Stratospheric ozone is a good ozone occur naturally in the upper atmosphere, where it forms a protective layer that shields from the sun's harmful ultraviolet rays. The stratospheric ozone layer is the Earth's sunscreen, protecting living things from too much ultraviolet radiation from the sun. The ozone layer in the stratosphere absorbs a portion of the ultraviolet radiation from the sun, preventing it from reaching the planet's surface. It absorbs a portion of UV light called UVB that has several harmful effects. The ozone layer protects the Earth against most UVB coming from the sun. This beneficial ozone has been destroyed by man-made chemicals, causing what is sometimes called a hole in the ozone. The good news is that hole is diminishing. Ground level ozone is bad because it can trigger a variety of health problems, particularly in children. It is criteria of pollutant, and people of all ages have lung disease such as asthma due to this bad ozone. Tropospheric or ground level ozone is not emitted directly into the air but is created by chemical reaction between oxides of nitrogen, that nitrogen dioxide, nitric oxide and volatile organic compounds. Chlorofluorocarbons posing a major threat to the global world. Chlorofluorocarbons, some compounds release fluorine or bromine when they are exposed to intense ultraviolet light in the stratosphere. These compounds contribute towards ozone depletion and are also known as ozone depleting substances. These include the chlorofluorocarbons, hydrochlorofluorocarbons, halones, methyl bromide, carbon tetrachloride, hydrobromofluorocarbons, chlorobromomethane and methyl chloroform. These ozone depleting substances are generally very stable in the troposphere and only degrade under intense ultraviolet light in the stratosphere. When they break down, they release chlorine or bromine atoms which then deplete ozone. Since they are not destroyed in the lower atmosphere, chlorofluorocarbons drift into the upper atmosphere where given suitable condition they break down ozone. These gases are being replaced by other compounds. Although ozone depleting substances, they are less potent at destroying stratospheric ozone than chlorofluorocarbons. Methyl bromide is an effective pesticide used to fumigate soil and many agricultural products. Because it contains bromine, it depletes stratospheric ozone and has ozone depletion potential. Not all chlorine and bromine sources contribute to ozone layer depletion. Researchers have found that chlorine from swimming pool, industrial plants, sea salts and volcanoes doesn't reach the stratosphere. In contrast, ozone depleting substances are very stable and don't dissolve in rain. Thus, there are no natural processes that remove the ozone depleting substances from the lower atmosphere. Global warming is recognized by almost all atmospheric scientists as significant environmental problem caused by increase in the level of certain trace gases in the atmosphere that contribute towards the air pollution since the beginning of industrial revolution in the mid 18th century. These gases, collectively called greenhouse gases, include carbon dioxide, organic chemicals called chlorofluorocarbons, methane, nitrous oxide, ozone and many others. Carbon dioxide, although not the most potent of greenhouse gases, is the most important because of the huge volume emitted into the air by combustion of fossil fuels. Carbon dioxide is considered a normal component of the atmosphere, and before the industrial revolution, the average level of this gas were about 280 parts per million. By the early 21st century, the level of carbon dioxide reached 4.405 ppm, and they contribute to increase at the rate of almost 3 ppm per year. Many scientists think that carbon dioxide should be regulated as a pollutant, a position taken by the Environmental Protection Agency in 2009 in a ruling that such regulation could be entertained. International cooperation and agreements such as Paris Agreement of 2015 would be necessary to reduce carbon dioxide emission worldwide, as greenhouse gases contribute towards the air pollution. Now, what is the greenhouse effect? This picture elaborates the greenhouse effect on the earth. As in this picture, some incoming sunlight is reflected by the earth's atmosphere and surface, but most of the light is absorbed by the surface. which is warmed. Infrared radiation is then emitted from the surface. Some IR radiation escape to space, but some is absorbed by the atmosphere greenhouse gases. These greenhouse gases are responsible for the absorption of IR radiation, include water vapor, carbon dioxide, methane, and some other. And these IR re-radiated in all directions, some to space and some back toward the space, where it further warms the surface and the lower temperature. One of the most significant effects of air pollution is on climate change, particularly global warming. As a result of growing worldwide consumption of fossil fuels, carbon dioxide level in the atmosphere have increased steadily since 1900, and the rate of increase is accelerating. It has been estimated that if carbon dioxide levels are not reduced, average global air temperature may rise another 4 degrees Celsius by the end of 21st century. Such a warming trend might cause melting of polar ice caps, rising of sea level, flooding of coastal areas of the world. Changes in precipitation pattern caused by global warming might have adverse effects on agriculture and forest ecosystem, and higher temperature and humidity might increase the incidence of disease in humans and animals in some parts of the world. Implementation of international agreements on reducing greenhouse gases are required to protect global air quality and to mitigate the effect of global warming. Because some air pollutants persist in the atmosphere and are carried long distance by wind, air pollution, it may also have an effect on global climate and weather. For example, acid rain has gained worldwide attention since 1970s. Acid rain occurs when sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxides from burning of fossil fuels combine with water vapor in the atmosphere, forming sulfuric acid, nitric acid, and mist. The resulting acid precipitation is damaging to water, forest, and soil sources.